inside the 20 on a beautiful punt. But Waters finds a hole, one man to beat, he's gone.
25 years ago, a fascinating and talented bunch of players brought Notre Dame one of its best seasons ever.
Down the sideline, at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, he could go all the way to 10 to 5, touchdown Irish.
Please welcome the 1988 National Championship Fighting Irish football team.
When we're talking about national championships all the time, it's always good to put those faces, those names, those coaches with that championship. For our players to see those guys and to see Coach Holtz, I think allows us to really bridge that gap in knowing, that's what we play for, national championships.
Not only do we get to share the national championship feeling together, but without that, we'd still be brothers always. We see each other a couple times every so many years. We're a tight group of guys. We love each other. What a fun group of guys, loyal, tough, nasty. If I wanted to go war with somebody, it'd be these group of guys behind me right now. That's who I would go war with.
Bit of an emotional weekend in game for TJ Jones, the '88 national championship team here. He got a lot of emotional hugs from some of the members of that team. His father Andre, of course, played on that '88 national championship team. Died tragically at the age of 42 just a couple of years ago after a brain aneurysm.
When we first heard about Andre's passing, it startled all of us.
You don't expect it to happen to a guy like that. When he passed, it was still hard it's still hard to deal with.
When Andre passed, I thought very long and hard about what we would do for our fallen brother. And TJ is one of 6 siblings, and we felt a tremendous sense of responsibility to his wife Michelle and all of Andre's children. Our responsibility to TJ is no different than our responsibility to each other. That's to earn that trust, love, and commitment. The very things that Andre was teaching TJ, we want TJ to see in us.
All the time when we see alumni come in, usually, those teammates that played with his father, he calls them his uncles. We always say he's got 100 uncles.
The guys that my father played with are a very special group of people to me. They're a lot similar to my father, and they're guys that I consider family who are there for me through thick and thin.
I mean, that kid can ask me for anything, and if it's anywhere remotely possible, I'll make it happen.
As he continues to mature as a man, he's going to be the type of teammate that his father was to us, to his friends and colleagues at Notre Dame.
Ben Jackson's one of my best guys on the team. We've lived together really our entire time in college.
We look at each other as, a brother, and really a best friend. He's definitely a guy that, I can rely on, and someone that I can trust.
Both of these young men come from different backgrounds, but they have bonded together through their freshman year as 2 young men that played more than any other freshman in their first year here.
Yeah, it was extremely tough on TJ when his dad passed away. We just let him know that we were there for him. He knew that every guy was there for him and had his family in their prayers. At a time like that, you just got to let him know you're there for him.
Your Notre Dame team captains going to midfield for the coin toss.
I think we both realized that when we were first both named captains. We had a short talk just about how you rarely see 2, best friends that are being named captains.
But just going out there, holding hands with him and Zach, it's really something special. Just knowing that your best friend, one of your best guys, your best brothers are next to you going out there, leading you into battle. It's truly a special feeling.
So I think we both realize it's a special moment. And, walking out there, looking back on it, 10, 20 years from now, we'll really reminisce and understand, how it's cool, how important, and how good it was to be able to have, best friends as captains.
They'll battle through some times together. They'll lean on each other after football because of that, relationship they have as captains, walking out on that, 50-yard line and sharing that most unique experience that you could ever have. I'm certain it will keep them close for the rest of their lives.
To be a teammate, I think it means a lot. I think it means not only, playing with someone, being on the same team as somebody, but genuinely caring for that person and their well-being.
Pumping it downfield, and T.J. Jones with a diving reception, incomplete.
Good hit at the end of this. T.J. Jones still down.
When you do get hurt, going back in, it isn't for the personal gratification.
And T.J., after hitting the ground there, comes up slowly to the sidelines where he will take a break.
If you go back in, people may cheer, but you don't go back in to be the hero. When you're in the red zone, it's a tight game. You know that someone's going to need to make a clutch play. You want to get out there. You want to be that guy to make that play for your teammates, because you know that it not only means a lot to you, but it'll mean just as much to them. 1st and 10, ball at the 11. Reese lofting it up to T.J. Jones for the touchdown. Being able to make that play after being a little nicked up, being able to push through it for my teammates is very satisfying.
I feel like that's something that we've really pushed at Notre Dame the past few years, being a teammate. It's more just being a brother, being another family member in an organization, because Notre Dame really is a family.
It's about trust, it's about love, it's about commitment, not just in football, but in life.
The teammate you think you may have for just a couple years, it's actually a lifelong teammate, and that's really what makes Notre Dame a family.
I've always been asked this question: when did you know your team was going to be successful? I tell them, all you got to do is look around the locker room, and you've got a bunch of really good teammates, probably destined for success.
You rally around teammates, and when you're there for family in the good times and in the bad times. When you're up and when you're down, you be there and be there for your teammate.
My friendship with Bennett makes me a better person on multiple levels. Once we leave here, all it's going to do is put us in separate places, but he's definitely someone that, if I get married one day, he's going to be there. If I have a kid, I want him to come see it. It's someone that, I feel is going to be around. Distance really shouldn't make a difference.
And that's what being a teammate is, just showing support and love for the guy next to you. You only get to meet so many guys that down the road that you're going to continue to have a really strong relationship with, and he's definitely one of those guys.
Notre Dame is not about finding a way to earn a living. Notre Dame is about finding a way to live a life, and that's what trust, love, and commitment means to us. We hope we're passing that on to TJ and all of his teammates as we do to the rest of our children.